This is the Stitched Starfilled Background die from Spellbinders. There are two different dies in this set. One does the background and one cuts the outside part of it. And the cool part about having two different dies with this is you could line up the patterns and create a larger piece. This background is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but if you lined up the patterns, you could make it as large as you wanted to, as long as it will fit in your die cutting machine. In order to stitch, I like to use a piece of Best Ever craft tape to hold down my floss while I start to stitch, and I also hold the paper in my thumb and pointer finger, and often will use my pinky and ring finger to hold onto the floss, keeping it out of my way and keeping it taut. You want to make sure that that floss is nice and taut, but not so tight that it's bending your cardstock. This is a full background with stitching, so it does take a tiny little bit, but I often, because stitching doesn't take a whole lot of supplies, will have the supplies beside me and just put on a movie while I'm doing my stitching. I love the extra texture and detail stitching adds to these die cuts. It gives it just something a little bit different and a little bit unexpected. This makes a fantastic background for pretty much any dies. I'm using it in this card with the Stitched Holiday Tree that's from the same collection, and I love this stitched background and the look it gives.